Our next guest, Matthew Miller, Vice President Equity Research at CFRA, is helping us to look here at MP Materials, which is up 5.5% today. It's up 40% this week, up 300% this year, and a lot of this is on the deals. Department of Defense, with Apple, a lot of business coming its way. Tell me more.
Yeah, I mean, really, MP Materials with their Mountain Pass is really the only scaled, integrated rare earth facility in the Western Hemisphere, and really the only one with separation capabilities. And so they've really slowly been ramping up their magnets facility as well as their separation facility, where they take what they used to sell was only rare earth oxide. Then they started selling what's known as NdPr concentrate. And that concentrate for NdPr is used for the powerful rare earth magnets that go into pretty much every advanced technology with a solid state magnet. And so, yeah, these deals, the most important one was announced with the Department of Defense, really solidified sort of really the bullish outlook on MP Materials and their ability to sort of capture the growth potential for all these secular markets, whether it's EVs, robotics, drones, renewable energy, a lot of very strong secular growth markets. But what this really did, one of the most important aspects of the deal with the Pentagon is that they set $110 per kilogram floor for NdPr prices, which is about double where the current prices are in China. And China has dominated this market for so long, and they've been able to really manipulate prices to prevent a company like MP to really compete on the global scale.
So they have pricing power, they have deals, opportunities for growth, and the operational risk is diminished with these deals, right? Because they have the Department of Defense and the Apple story. Is the Apple story, was that a surprise?
Well, I think the announcement happening so quickly after the announcement from the Pentagon is a surprise. You know, management has really always hinted at the fact that there's been many companies reaching out. It's kind of been this really a fever pitch of companies reaching out to them without really saying names, other than the GM announcement, which was years ago. So, you know, they've been the cornerstone sort of supply agreement for magnets has been with General Motors for their electric motors. So I do think it is a surprise that it happened so quickly, but not really a surprise. I think a lot of electronic manufacturers wanting to have a secure supply chain, to want to prevent sort of that single point of failure in the supply chain, should be reaching out to MP Materials, and likely are having conversations with MP Materials, because like I said, they really are the only one outside of Asia that has the ability right now to produce NdPr oxide and eventually produce the magnets that are going to be so important for future technologies.
They've also put out a public offering of $650 million. It's over 11 million shares at $55 a share. That could gross proceeds of about $650 million. This offering is expected to close on July 18th, and it does give the option for underwriters a 30-day option to get in there and buy up to 1.8 million additional shares. Good move on their part?
Well, I do think it's a prudent move. By our calculations, before that announcement, net debt was going to increase to about 1.3 billion over the next 3 years through 2028, as they build out the 10x facility, is what they're calling it now, which is increasing their magnet capacity from 1,000 metric tons a year to 10,000 metric tons. And so I do think it's a prudent move. I think that with the stock, the way it's reacted, it really was about, by my calculations, it's going to be about 12% dilutive to shareholders. But I think you alluded to it, the fact that this has really de-risked their growth having the ability to also de-risk through their capital funding is a big deal. And I think that it's a prudent move on their part.
Yeah, understood. I mean, what's the final here? I mean, we need rare earth here at home. I mean, that's one of the reasons Apple got in on this too, because they wanted a non-China option, right? Because China's really where it's been for rare earth, right? When we think of all the players. I mean, now, final thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I think it's become very evident that China, for lack of a better word, is at least threatening weaponizing rare earths in trade negotiations, and they have that ability because they produce about when you're talking about the separation facilities and the magnets, they control upwards of 90 to 95%. MP was already producing around 15% of the rare earth elements, but they've been ramping up their ability to separate it into the more valuable NdPr, and now they're going to have the ability to produce the magnets. So it really is a story of bringing the rare earth supply chain back domestically in the U.S. And I think most companies operating in North America are going to want to partner with MP Materials to get their magnets through a secure supply chain for rare earths.
Well, look, there's still price targets from the analysts that are higher than where we are now. Where do you think this stock could be headed? It's at 63.78.
Yeah, I mean, we moved our target price, our 12-month target price, up to $70. We have had a strong buy on MP Materials for quite a while, and I've been telling clients they really need to ignore not the fundamentals, but ignore the financials is what I meant to say over the course of the next couple of years, because their EBITDA, if you go back a couple of years, was about 500 million. It's dropped to about break even. And the reason is that they're really taking a long-term approach and stockpiling this separation process. So there's a lot of stockpiling. And if you understand the long-term story, you look through the weak fundamentals they've had recently, and that's why we liked it before. And really what these agreements have done is it's kind of guaranteed a price, and there's going to be a step change improvement in financials starting in Q4 of this year. So I think that you are going to see targets, in my opinion, moving up on the street, trying to catch up. But ultimately, you have to look out to 2028. That's the pro forma number we look at in valuation, because that's when MP Materials will have built out their magnet facility for the Pentagon and for other commercial clients as well, customers.
Look, it's critical, it's crucial that here at home we have some domestic materials available, and a big deal, of course, in this conversation. Matthew Miller at CFRA, thank you so much for joining us on the show.